see the post I posted in my story the other day? Just when you're about to give up is when it's about to click. Just posted that yesterday. It might be off now. Just when you don't know when your time is, but if you stay consistent and persistent, you're gonna hit that mark. But if you jump all over the place, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna start, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna start. Then right in between that stopping and starting might have been your moment. It's always that one thing that catapults. I'll give you a perfect example. Never in my, I just watched, I was on a plane and I watched, what's that movie with Tiffany Haddish in it? Girls Trip. I'm laughing, busting my gut. People turning around looking at me like, damn, ladies, is that funny? I'm laughing. Today, I'm working with Tiffany. Now, if I would have never stayed consistent and just, keep posting, and then somebody told her about the product, she ordered it, tried it. Next thing you know, she reaches out to me. So that just goes to show, you don't know. Somebody told me she's gonna, call you, reach out to you. I'd have been like, oh, bye.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Aquia Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives, just like you, on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to success and longevity in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Now, on this episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast, I welcome the CEO of Glamazon Beauty, Kim Baker, to the Friends in Beauty guest chair. Kim is a New York-based commercial makeup artist and former Wilhelmina model who specializes in working with celebrities and models. Kim's unique background and approach to beauty is what sets her apart from her peers. For 20 years, Kim was in front of the camera, beginning as a size 4 model, and then in the early 90s became what is considered one of the pioneers of the plus-size industry. During that time, Kim was influenced by some of the best makeup artists in the industry, from Fran Cooper, Reggie Wells, Quietfire, Kevyn Aucoin, and Paul Starr. Her very first makeup artist at the age of 13 was the legend Way Bandy. In 2006, Kim received her big break, working for Hollywood A-lister Tom Cruise and actor Ving Rahmes for the Mission Impossible movie press junket. And the rest is history, working with everyone from NASCAR driver Danica Patrick, songstress Toni Braxton, and singer John Legend to actress Dakota Fanning and radio personality Angela Yee, to name a few, as well as on countless TV shows, including America's Next Top Model. Today, Kim has turned her passion for beauty into working with everyday women and has created a cosmetics line, Glamazon Beauty, to enhance that special something she believes everyone has that makes them beautiful. Her favorite feature? Their personality. Oh my gosh, I had such a great time talking to Kim. Y'all have no idea how long I've been trying to get Kim to come on the podcast, okay? So when I ran into her at the makeup show, I had to make it happen. So shout out to her daughter, Natasha, for organizing this interview because I had a great time. We've known each other for some years now, but it was really cool to learn more about Kim and how she got to where she is in her journey so far. So in this interview, Kim shares a glimpse into her journey from model, makeup artist, and brand owner, an experience with discrimination as a model that led her to pursue makeup artistry, what it was like working with Bobby Brown in the beginning, the start and evolution of Glamazon Beauty, the importance of advocating for yourself, advice on starting and funding your own beauty brand, how she has built and leveraged relationships in the industry over the years, what's next for Glamazon Beauty, and so much more. Let's go ahead and jump into this conversation with Kim. And of course, if you prefer to watch our beautiful faces and some of the products in action, then tune in on YouTube. Enjoy. Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, Kim.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, it's a long time coming. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have you here because I met you some years ago. So, and I've been following your journey with Glamazon Beauty. So I'm really excited to even like just learn more about you because I don't really know much about you and your career and how you got started. So I'm really excited to like have this conversation.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So that's where you want me to start, where I started?
No, I'm just telling you. Because we're
Oh,
going to start off with some
okay.
icebreakers. We're going to start off with
Okay.
some icebreakers first, and then we're going to get
Yeah.
into the nitty gritty.
Okay.
So I just want to start. I love starting off icebreakers because I think it gives the Friends of Beauty audience a chance to get to know you just a little bit outside of beauty because, you know, we're so immersed in the beauty world all the time. So just like, you know, some random facts. So the first one, give us 3 random facts about you.
That I am I say I'm a survivor and a warrior, because I come from a family where I was literally abandoned by my father. So, so I'm a warrior. I am a single mother who raised her children, and I was raised by a single mother.
Okay. How many children do you have?
I have 2,
Okay.
Najla and Natasha. Najla Tatiana and Natasha Zarima.
Okay, because I met Natasha at the makeup show.
My real Glamazon. You see how tall she is?
Yes, very beautiful, very beautiful spirit as well. So
Yeah,
shout out to Natasha for setting this up for us too.
yeah, she's a sweet girl to everybody but me. No, I'm joking.
I love it. What is your favorite travel destination?
Oh my goodness! Right now, I'm sure you, if you follow me, I'm always going somewhere. Jamaica. I'm obsessed with Jamaica. I was there last year, this year. I'll be back this year. Oh, all right. Are you Jamaican? All right, girl. Yes, I'm obsessed with your island.
I love Jamaica. I don't even know how many times I've been at this point. I started going when I was like 16. And I feel like I know for sure I've been over 10 times, but I don't even know at this point how many times I've been to Jamaica.
Listen, I've been all through the Caribbean, and Jamaica does it for me.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a good time all the time.
Oh, yeah. The vibe of the people, the island, the water, the food. I just love it.
Good. Okay. Well, I have these pod decks here. They have these random, sometimes weird, crazy questions in them. This is the what the heck and the would you rather. Which one would you like?
What the heck and would you rather? What the heck? Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's see what Kim gets today. Let's see. I'm gonna pull a random one. Oh, this is cute. If you could sing a duet with anyone, who would it be?
Who would it be? Whitney Houston.
Aw, that would be nice.
Yeah. She was actually my neighbor. I grew up in, well, I didn't grow up. I moved to East Orange as a young adult, and we were both models. And I just got to model with her. I never got to sing with her. At the time when I knew her as a model, I didn't even know she could sing until she came out as a singer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie?
Yes, I did.
What did you think about it?
I thought that it was done in a very positive light. It didn't shine on anything negative too much. It just kind of told her story. She was a very sweet person. I knew her as Nippy. So, yeah, I thought they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I thought so too. For me, it really gave me like more insight to like her personality more. Like that movie that they did it made me understand her a bit more because, they only show us what they want us to see. But I really like them.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What do people always tell you that you're good at aside from what you do professionally?
What am I good at? Oh, my daughter is in the background. She said complaining. What am I good at? I actually can sing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually can sing.
Okay.
I went to school of performing arts, so.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's exciting. I wish I would have done that. In hindsight, when I look back at it, I had the choice of going to the school that I went to and then a performing arts school. I'm like, dang, I should have went to the performing arts school.
Yep. Yeah, I loved it. I went there with Tisha Campbell and yeah, that's where I went.
Okay, I'm loving this already. When is the last time that you did something for the first time?
The last time I did something for the first time. My God. I've been on this planet for a minute, girls.
But you still gotta have new experiences.
Yeah, one of the things I'm contemplating is I really want to learn how to fly a plane. I need to confront my fear of height. But I'm talking to pilots every time I fly, which is a lot. And they always tell me that there's plenty of pilots that have a fear of height. And that's crazy to me. But they say when you're up in the air, it's totally different.
What? I would have never imagined that.
Yes. Yep. I hear that constantly from pilots. And I'm really considering getting my pilot's license. I feel like everybody should know something about flying if you fly a lot.
Right? Because you just never know. You might have to take control of that plane one day.
I just watched a little boy land a plane literally from playing video games. He had to land. I'm sure you saw that story. A little 13-year-old boy had to land a plane. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that's crazy. I think he was 16. Yeah. And he said he learned from playing video games.
Well, that's fascinating. Well, kudos to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
That's crazy. Okay.
But that's something I'm gonna learn. I'm either gonna learn how to fly or, get over my fear of height.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool way to get over the fear of heights, like learning how to fly. I don't think jumping out of a plane would do it for me. Like, because I like to fly. I like to fly. So I just can't imagine like jumping out of a plane. Like, no.
No, that's too much. I thought about it. No, thanks.
Yeah,
I have friends that have done it though.
No, thank you. I did the indoor skydiving before, and that was enough for me. I was like, this is what it's gonna be like. I can't even handle that. So
yeah, when you went up?
Yeah, it was just too much wind in my face. I just
yeah.
So the last one for the Icebreakers, if you weren't the founder and CEO of Glamazon Beauty, is there anything else you could see yourself doing right now?
Oh my God, I'm so in love with makeup artistry. I used to be a model and I'm so in love with artistry that I can see myself being an actress. Yeah, I can see myself being an actress.
Okay.
I'm actually going to do a little bit of acting too. So yeah.
Okay, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it. I want to share with the Friends of Beauty podcast. I think I told you recently, you remember how we met?
You did my makeup for I think it was a fashion show. Wasn't it a fashion show? Yep. And you did a great job. I do remember.
Thank you.
And you were so sweet.
I try. Look. Yeah, I don't even remember what year that was.
It was a while ago though.
It was probably like 2015 or 16.
Something around there. I think it was definitely around 13 or 14 because I was still married then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. It was a fashion show in New York. I'm not even from New York, but I used to come up to New York all the time for different opportunities or just to attend events.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you got to do it. I jump all over the place for work.
Yeah, and I met you at that fashion show, and at the time, I think you were maybe just about starting because you gave me some of your foundation, and I kept it. And like I said, I just seen the brand grow so much over the years.
Yeah, so then it was 15. Yep.
Okay, 15.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
So you mentioned Jersey. Are you from Jersey?
I'm originally from Jersey. Yep, born in Newark originally.
Nice.
Yeah, Newark, New Jersey, and I still live here, but I live in the suburbs now.
Got you. Were you a creative child, being as though like you went to performing arts schools?
Oh yeah. I mean, I was always writing. I love writing poetry. I sing. Yeah, I used to love to dance, and I don't dance much anymore, but I still love singing. And my daughter Natasha can really sing.
Really?
Oh my goodness, she's got an amazing voice.
Okay. How did you get into modeling?
So I started modeling at age 13, and I got to tell you, the way I started modeling is everywhere I would go, I was a stick then. Everywhere I would go, I had these like huge cheekbones and these slanted eyes. I could not go anywhere without people telling me, you should be a model, you should be a model. And then the point of, me taking it seriously is when I saw Brooke Shields in a restaurant. And I was like, oh, I have to meet her. And she went to the bathroom. And when I followed her to the bathroom, and when I walked in after her, she turned around and said, oh my God, I was just telling my friends that you should be a model. And that was it. Let me tell you, every ounce of not having confidence went out the window, baby. Every ounce of confidence. She was my favorite model when I was young. So having Brooke Shields tell me you should be a model, that did it for me. I literally walked out the bathroom like,
yes. That is so cool. How was it? How was your time as a model?
It was good. It was a good journey, but what I started to realize is that was my first time experiencing racism in my life.
Wow.
My first time having people judge me on the color of my skin. My first time having people say, oh, wow, you have this amazing bone structure, but still wouldn't hire me because I was Black. And then the straw that broke the camel's back for me was my agent was then Beth Ann. She wanted, there was an editor up at Vogue that used to love my look. Her name was Polly Allen Mellon. I hope she's still alive. And she sent me to see everybody, Scrivulo, Richard Avedon, her and Beth Ann. And when I got there, they had wanted me to do a cover try. They literally looked at me and said, oh, you're not ready, but then turned around and put Naomi on the cover.
The tea, look, it put Naomi on the cap. Okay.
It was always this thing where you could always tell they were only going to let one through at a time. And, everything had to be like many times I would shoot with multiple models and I would be the only Black one. And, that just happened repetitively. And so, I wanted to do the last straw for me is I was shooting for a magazine called Catherine's, a catalog. And I was the only Black girl. And on set, the photographer turned around in frustration and said, this is why I don't like, shooting Black girls, because I always have to change the lighting for them. And that was it for me.
What?
That's when I quit modeling that very day.
Oh, wow. That is crazy. I was just listening to a podcast earlier with some of my friends in beauty here that they're in Baltimore, but one of them is a plus size model. And she was saying kind of like the similar things of going to casting calls. Like they'll put out a casting call for, these particular sizes. Then when you get there, they still choose the smaller sizes, or just like the lack of camaraderie that she's noticing within the modeling community. Like from the outside looking in, it looks like everybody's buddy, but she was like, don't become a model to build your confidence, because it would do the complete opposite.
Yes. No, I mean, I was one of the pioneers of the plus size model industry. There was no plus size modeling before me, Emmy, Donna Rothballer. All of us got together and really decided, and it happened for me after that experience. I just said, I will never allow that to happen to myself again. I'm going to authentically be me. And so I was a curvier girl. And so I would go around to the same editors and show them my new portfolio with me as a plus model. And they would look at me and say, okay, well, your face still looks the same, but you gained weight. And I said, yeah, I'm a plus size model. And they would say, well, what's a plus size model? So literally, I was one of the people, along with my girlfriends, that kind of kicked in the door on that. And we were determined that we were not going to stop until it became a norm, because to be a size 14 is a norm.
Right. And that's what they were saying on the podcast I was listening to. I think they said about 70 or 71% of women in the United States are considered, plus size, but it's still like a lack of, opportunities or clothing stores that are trendy, for them to shop at, but they're the majority.
Absolutely. So, it's just crazy, but it's good to see what has happened to the industry now. And it is that it's become more recognized. And now I don't have to go around explaining what a plus size model is. I spent years doing that.
Right. So how did you get into makeup, from going from modeling to makeup?
So when I left the industry, I was a model, and there was a makeup artist that I had met that was about to start a line. And when she started her line, she saw that I was good at makeup artistry. And she said, hey, I'm starting a line. Why don't you come and work with me? And that person was Bobbi Brown of Bobbi Brown Cosmetics. And I started with Bobbi Brown from day one.
Nice.
And I stayed there for 14 years as like a national artist and just traveling the country for her. I loved the way Bobbi back then was like a family. Bobbi Brown, we were all like a family. And I got to be honest, I want to put this out here. Let it be known, Bobbi Brown Cosmetics was the first brand to do makeup master classes. Nobody else did them. And then everybody started to, copy after that, but she was the first. And it was me and a few other makeup artists that implemented that whole movement, Yeah. I was one of the ones that came up with Bridal Beauty Boot Camp. And that was a very fun time because it was more than just, being on a makeup team. It was like being with the family.
That is so cool. You worked with Bobbi Brown from the beginning because she's like iconic now.
Yes. Yep. Still sweet and still this big.
I need to get her on here too. That would be so dope to have Bobbi Brown on the podcast. Like what? Wow. Are there any lessons, or I guess just from observing her business and how she operates, that you've kind of adopted and implemented in your own structure?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that is look like yourself, I know as makeup artists, we can create different looks. The one thing I do hate to see more than anything is when you see a beautiful woman and her makeup has overpowered her beauty. It's like, girl, like the way you look right now is just perfect. I'm looking at your skin. I'm not looking at your makeup. I'm looking at your beautiful smile. I'm not looking at your lipstick. You know what I'm saying? That's and that's what I really hope that women, you can do what you want, but if a man is checking you out, I'm telling you, what he wants to see is your beauty, not the makeup. You know how many men that I've been to their house, because I do makeup for weddings and everything. And when you walk in the door, before they say anything else to you, they're like, I don't like a lot of makeup. They want to tell you, don't have my woman looking like somebody else.
Yeah. That's always the biggest compliment to me. Like if I do someone's makeup and their husband or their boyfriend loves it, they're like, that's the biggest compliment to me, because I already know how men feel about makeup sometimes.
Absolutely. And it's because men are visual. They like beauty. Like that's the one thing that my uncle used to always say, that, he loves to see a woman with a beautiful face. He was like, that's, and that, I think that's everybody, whether you male or female. I love beauty. I don't care what gender it's on.
Yeah. Aside from working with Bobbi Brown, do you have any other career highlights as a makeup artist that you just love?
I do so many. Tom Cruise, I love him. I just love how he treated me when I worked on the press junket for 3 days with him for Mission Impossible 2. I love how he treated me. I love how he would ask me if I was comfortable, if I was being paid enough. And then he asked me, after we finished the press junket, where was I going to, see the movie at? And I said to him, they want me to go up to Harlem because they had 3 different locations that they were showing it at. And he was like, no, you're going to be with me. And he literally had me sit with him, Ving Rahmes. And it was, so to me, if you say something bad about Tom Cruise, baby, in front of me, I'm going to put my dukes up.
I love that. Tom Cruise.
Love him.
That's cool. So you were doing male grooming, I'm assuming.
So I did it for him. I've done Lawrence. I've done Ving Rahmes, Cedric, so many different people. And one of my favorite jobs, I think, I loved working with Tiffany Haddish, who's my girl. What is the most fun job I think I've ever done? God, there's so many. But I will say, being with Tom Cruise, I got to tell you a funny story. I was working with him and I wanted something from McDonald's for lunch. And it hit me that I was working with Tom Cruise because someone had asked me because they saw my makeup belt. And then when it hit me that I was working with Tom Cruise, I kid you not, I was in McDonald's on, I think, 42nd Street. And I caught the Holy Ghost in McDonald's. And these Black women was like, no, let her get it. And that's the truth. I was telling somebody, who I was working with, then it registered. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. And next thing you know, girl, I just let it go.
I love that. I love that. Because sometimes you're in the moment and it's like so surreal. And then you're like, wait, like this is really happening.
Absolutely. They was like, let her get it. They were standing around me, letting me have my moment.
I love it. Being on the other side of the brush though, like from being a model and then becoming a makeup artist, like how did that help you, I guess, with dealing with clients in a sense?
Let me tell you, I deal with people like this in life. I treat people the way I want to be treated. I love to laugh on set. I treat people with kindness because that's the way I want to be treated. I didn't necessarily experience that all the time as a model.
Yeah.
And sometimes as a model, it would make me feel like I was just a person with a pretty face and not a human being. I was never asked to participate in, decisions on set. And when I became a makeup artist, I was always asked to contribute, what my eye was and my expertise. And that's how I did some art direction too. So I had clients that I started doing art direction for different brands. And so yeah, that just sums it up, is to treat everybody with kindness.
Yeah. How did you develop your aesthetic? Would you say it's like the Bobby Brown aesthetic? Because I noticed like you use your fingers.
Oh yeah. Because you know what? That definitely came from Bobby, because what I like to do is I like to melt the makeup into the skin and yet have it look like skin. You know how you do that? You put the concealer on, but you could do it with a brush and it looks nice. But then when you go to tap that finger, girl, it just melts it in like butter. And that's the warmth from one part of the body to the other.
Okay.
So I'm looking at your skin. Your skin looks lovely.
Oh, thank you. I don't really do much. It's all genetics.
I know that's right. Go ahead, girl. So do not give makeup my beauty credit.
What is your favorite kind of work to do?
I love editorial. Don't pay shit. But I love it. But I gotta tell you, the way my house that I'm in, the way I bought my house was through doing advertising. Everybody was focused on editorial, and I'd be like, yeah, y'all go ahead. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over here where these ad dollars are. And weddings. I made a killing doing weddings.
Nice. Yeah, I don't do weddings no more.
Girl, the money though, the money.
I just don't enjoy it.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. I do. The only time I've always had good experiences. One time I had a bride where her dress didn't get made on time, and she kept crying, and I kept having to do her makeup over. I think I did her makeup over like 3 times. And then I was like, girl, you better get it together, else you're gonna be going down the aisle with mascara lines,
Yeah, I never had like a bad experience doing brides, but I just feel like they deserve like somebody who's like totally into the experience.
Oh, yeah.
I had the one weird bride that I had one time. This lady wanted silver lipstick for her wedding. Silver. She looked crazy. And she micromanaged every single aspect of the makeup application that if you were to see the pictures, nobody would ever say that I did her makeup. You could not even tell that I did her makeup at all.
I don't like when people micromanage. And you know what I used to say to them? If whatever their occupation was, I'd be like, are you a doctor? And they'd be like, yeah, I'm a doctor. Then why don't you doctor and stop trying to be the makeup artist? Okay. Yeah, I do. I'm known for doing that in a heartbeat. I've done that to models. They'll try and tell me how to do the makeup. I'm like, are you a model? Yes, I'm a model. Then model and let me do this because I'm the makeup artist. Oh, you can see their faces, baby. But I'm 6 feet tall, so you ain't doing nothing about it.
I love that. Yeah, she looked crazy. And like when she tagged me in the pictures, I untagged myself. Like, I don't want nobody to know I did this.
Yes, absolutely. But I know what you're saying. That has happened to me with weddings. But if you set people straight and put them in their place, they usually know how to conduct themselves. You got to train people how to treat you.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So let's talk about the evolution of Glamazon Beauty. Like I can imagine where the name came from, but share like where the name came from, how you started, how you've expanded since you started.
Yes. So when Glamazon first came out, it was purple and black. That's what I gave you, remember, with the little flowers on.
Yeah.
So it was black for the woman, purple for the royalty and flowers for her femininity. That is what I thought about when I created Glamorous Life. Because initially it was started out as a Black brand. And then I went on Good Morning America and sold out all my white shades. And I was like, wait a minute, so does that make me a multicultural brand? And that's what happened. I literally came out as a Black brand, and the people turned me into a multicultural brand. And I love it because that's what we are today. And we service women from all, ethnicities. But as you can see, I sent my product to Sephora, and Sephora loved the makeup and how the makeup performed. I don't know if you've tried it yet, but they love how the foundations glided on. This came from the president of Sephora. She said, I love the makeup. I hate the packaging when it was purple and Black. And that is how I came up with this right here, is this whole look, which is the Black and gold. And so I figured Black is forever, and the gold makes it sophistication. So, and this is something that will always, resonate, Black and gold. So it's timeless. So when I sent it back to Sephora, they loved the packaging. So that is how we came to be where we are today. I had my little vision when I first started. And, sometimes that happens when you have a brand. For those of you who want to start a brand in the future, is that sometimes you have to, like you said, evolutionize the packaging. And that's what I did. And I think today we're somewhere where we won't ever have to move from this again, Yeah.
So are we working on getting in Sephora?
We'll come back to that. We will come back to that. Just keep praying for me.
Yes.
It's great conversations happening.
Okay. So when you first started the brand, like what products did you start off with?
I started off with, when I first started the brand, I had liquid foundation, and it was water-based foundation. And a lot of people liked it. Some people didn't, who were makeup enthusiasts. They wanted a heavier silicone, and I don't do silicone now, Silicone's not good for our skin, even though we love the way it looks. It's not necessarily good for the skin. So I think the way I did my my stick the stick has just been phenomenal for us all the way around. I mean, we get love from excuse me, I'm so sorry. We get love from everybody, makeup artists, people that's just learning, transgender, performers, drag performers. And I love it when you get approval from the children, the gay community. Yes, so that makes me very happy.
Yeah, definitely. I love a good cream foundation. I think I learned with cream foundation, so I've always been kind of like partial to them.
It manipulates beautifully. As a matter of fact, this is so I don't have on any foundation. Can I just demo it real quick?
You sure can. Absolutely. Make sure y'all are tuning in on YouTube if you're listening to the audio.
Yes. So I'm just gonna look at this. This is my skin.
Wow.
Look at that. And then when I'm going to use my finger because I want you to see how it glides.
It's like second skin.
It truly is. Can you see that?
I'm
not even going to do the other half of my face. I'm just going to leave it like this. But look at that.
Easy.
Yep. And I used my finger. So that shows you how, simple it is. And it just goes on so beautifully. And it does that on every single complexion. Tori Johnson, Robin Roberts, so many TV personalities wear the product. Deborah Roberts from 2020. Tiffany had it. I don't know if you saw that video of Tiffany talking about how she loves the foundation. Did not solicit that. That was something she totally did on her own, because she uses it on her movie sets as well.
Nice. And what I love about the way that it blends is that, a lot of, everyday women have a hard time with applying makeup. But if it's something like that, that's easy to blend, like it's kind of fail proof. I don't want to give them too much confidence, but it definitely helps a lot when the product blends effortlessly like that.
It's so true. And then, I have other products that I've come out with, like my Insta Brow, which instantly fills in your brow and it looks so natural. The good thing that I love is that we've been sending it to so many retailers, and so many retailers have come back to say they love how the concealer feels. I spoke with a retailer the other day and I asked if she liked the concealer. She was like, girl, I'm wearing it now. So that makes me happy.
Yeah, even when I applied it on my hand at the makeup show, everything just felt so smooth and silky. It glided on. I loved it.
Thank
you.
you.
I'm wearing, what is this?
All right. That's I'm Perfect Red.
I'm wearing my I'm Perfect Red today. I had to come correct.
Yeah. And a little dot of that, you put it on your cheek, it blends out beautifully.
Nice. Okay, I'll try that. I ain't gonna do it now just in case I'll do it right.
Yeah, no. Listen, I hope you enjoy the products. And I would love your feedback,
I will. So what are your best sellers right now?
My second skin foundation and my primer. I don't know if you tried that primer, but I just had somebody reach out to me last night to say, girl, I put that primer on. If you have dry skin, that primer is amazing. I mean, we know some people out here talking about they got magic cream. Baby, I promise you, that is a mystical veil. And that's what it's called, mystical veil. But, the hydration, and it's not greasy. And it just really allows, your skin to feel supple.
I could have sworn somebody told me that magic cream was like Cetaphil, or it was something crazy, like something very like regular.
Well,
but it's all about the marketing,
girl, and not to mention the prices. I think it's like $32. But my girlfriend was like, oh my God, that product. And it's so good that we are literally on auto replenish on TV, on Shop HQ. Like people literally, when they run out, they have the next one coming. So you got a good product if it's on auto sale.
Yeah. How did that come about, the Shop HQ?
Me hustling, just like you doing, girl, out here just grinding, sending let me just say this. I tried 4 to 5 times to get on Shop HQ before I got a yes. So I just want to say that to somebody. No matter what, it's not your timing, it's God's timing. And my daughter always says that as well. And I've just come to accept that, it's just about the right timing. So never give up, because you don't know at what moment is your time, And so now I'm on there, we're selling out constantly. I'm still the only Black person, but you know what? At least, they see that there's a market and it's growing. And I'm sure eventually there'll be more women of color on Shop HQ.
Absolutely. You're paving the way.
I hope so.
Yeah. It's like you did with the plus size models now.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm so happy to see what's happening with plus size. I'm just, everyone should be a norm, because God made us all individually different,
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you had to start your beauty line over again, like, is there anything that you would do differently?
Anything I would do differently? I really love the journey I'm on now. It was a little hard because I literally had to go to the school of hard knocks. I learned through trial and error. Now it's beginning to be a little bit more easy because I'm meeting more people. I have a bigger team. And I'm meeting more people who have been on this side of the industry. But no, I mean, I think what I would have done different, I did. And that's changed my packaging. And, I will say this. My chemists think I'm a pain in the ass because I'm so meticulous about how product has to feel, the ingredients that have to go into it and not go into it. And I know I can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but the proof is in the pudding. Now that the product is done and I'm seeing how much people love it, I did the right thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If there's someone
never compromise just your beliefs.
Yeah, I totally agree. If there's someone that's listening right now that wants to start their own cosmetics brand, like what top 3 or 5 things would you tell them to focus on, like from the beginning?
Make sure you know your market. Make sure you stay consistent to that market. Make sure you have capital. Yes, make sure you have money. Like I've been hearing these girls out here, some of them be trying to Listen, some of them try to come for me, and I'm not that type of person. Like you could tell when a girl, oh, well, I'm about to do my own. I'm not, okay, it's not a competition, boo-boo. I want to see you do your own thing because there needs to be more of us out there. Me and Danessa, we support one another. We talk on the phone sometime and just to say like where we're at, either mentally that day or, where we want to be, or, we have those conversations because we knew each other before we ever had brands.
Right.
So, make sure you have capital. I can't stress that enough.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see somebody start building a house and then the house just sit there for a long time? Yeah, you don't want that to happen with your brand.
Got you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So know your market, make sure you have capital.
And start out with 1 to 2 things. Don't start out with a whole bunch of stuff. I started out with a whole bunch of stuff. It was like running a race, girl.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions on capital, on getting funding for your brand? Is it something that you should just like kind of like, it's like a long game, so maybe you should start saving up first and then like just gradually do it?
Saving and then doing a business plan if you plan on going to get capital. Yeah, if you plan on going to get capital, do a business plan, and your business plan should include what you have now, newness, meaning where you plan on going in the future, like developing in the future. Where do you see your sales at? How do you forecast where, if someone invests like $1 million, what they'll get back, and then how long, all of those different things that need to be in your business plan. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's my biggest thing. A lot of the times people always ask me if I have products or like anything, and I'm like, I don't, because I'm always in my head of it, like, how am I gonna get the money to start this thing off?
So let me just tell you this, and this is the truth. Anybody listening to this, I want you to hear this. This is the honest to God truth. God will never allow you to dream anything that is not possible. Have you ever dreamt of being a brain surgeon?
No.
You never dreamt of being or performing a lobotomy or nothing like that, right?
Plastic surgery.
Okay, well, listen, maybe that could be possible, but I can assure you us being brain surgeons is not possible. And we might be smart women, but that's a whole nother level smart. You know what I'm saying? That's touched by God smart. So you would never be allowed to dream the impossible dream. If you can conceive this, and this is not no corny story, I am proof. I sat on my floor one day crying, and I swear this is a true story. And I said, God, I pray to you all the time, and I still am not able to come up with the money to start my brand. I was like, if you're such a powerful God, then why can't I start my brand? And I swear to you, 2 weeks later, things started to unfold. Not that I was challenging God, but I'm like, I've been praying. But what happened was, okay, hooker, you've been praying, but have you put in the work? And there it is. I've started putting in more work, and everything just started to unravel. And then I promise you, every step you take, God will make a way. When you get to the step of having a sample, I remember saying, I can't wait to get to the step when I can physically hold my product. The day that I physically held the packaging, I knew that was God saying, okay, now you're physically holding the packaging. What you gonna do from here? Right. So the next thing you know, I started going around to chemists, showing them my packaging, showing them me on TV, because I started doing the morning news to help myself get more credibility and visibility. Finally, a chemist was like, well, how much you got? So I told him how much I had, nothing. But I showed him me on the news, and I was like, if you just believe in me and give me a shot. So you know what he did? He allowed me to come in and make one product. That product turned out to be, I think the first thing I made was oh my goodness. The first thing I made was my liquid foundation. That was the first thing I made. And when he saw that I started, taking it around to people and getting it on people, he believed in me, and he allowed me to come in and make a second product. The second product I made was my powder. And that is what allowed me. And then what happened was I promised him when I was able to raise enough money, I would come to him for my formulation. I raised the money that I needed. I came to him for my formulation and I'm in business.
That is an amazing story.
I swear to you, that's the truth. So I'm telling you, please, please, please. That whole saying that the power of prayer is powerful. I would not be standing here if it was not for my faith in God. I swear to you, literally. And every step of the way, God is just keep open. And I'm still there. I'm still doing it. Like, as I want to do things, sometimes I have to step back and think, how do I want to, if I have a certain amount of money to spend, how can I make this money have the most bang for me?
Right.
Should I put it in ads? Should I put it in packaging? And I actually do it step by step like that. And I swear I never do anything without praying about it first. That's the truth. So I don't know if you ever saw the article that, what's the name of that magazine? It was a Bustle, I think, but no, Refinery 29 did on me. It called the article "The Praying Makeup Artist," and and that's what I am.
Yeah. So one thing I have to learn, what I'm learning, is to be more resourceful. Like, I have the people in my network, because even when I was at the makeup show, I mentioned it to Ashunta, and she was like, "Oh, girl, just call me. Like I can tell you what to do, what to do, where to go, how to get it started." It's just like,
absolutely,
I just have to speak up and just say something, and it's people around me that will.
Don't be afraid to ask. Because me, I'm never gonna listen. I asked God for too much to ever block somebody else's blessing. So I'm more than happy to share information. I'm more than happy to, that, like I said, the hardest part is coming up with the capital. But that's the reason why you want to start out with one thing. Yeah. Because then if you get that one thing to start making momentum, then you have the money for the second thing, and then the third, and then the fourth, like that. So and the next thing you know, you got yourself a full brand.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say has been the biggest challenge to overcome as a brand owner?
The biggest challenge? It'd have to be money. I mean, unfortunately, that's life. The money is the real thing. That's what makes everything go around, unfortunately. Yeah. That's been the hardest thing. I mean, it's been hard, but not hard, because the brand is definitely growing, but it's not growing to the point. I mean, but that's anybody, to the point we want it to. Like, we want it to be like, Rihanna, who's a world famous singer, who went to the richest cosmetic brand, Sephora, or LVMH. She comes out with a line and instantaneously becomes $1 billion brand. That's my dream, even though I've done the work. But the reality is, sometimes S happens, where you get someone who's got more notoriety, not necessarily any experience in our industry, but because she has the name as a singer. Yeah. But you can't envy that. You just gotta, accept that it's just a part of life. Yeah. But what I take into what I think about is that people are open to trying anything and everything to see if it works for them. So whether it's a Rihanna, whether it's a Selena Gomez, whether it's a Glamazon, there's a consumer for everybody. And many times that same consumer buys from everybody. So,
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of like capital, have you ever, like, in the midst of, I guess, being full-time makeup artist, brand owner, have you ever gotten a job? Like, this is a regular job?
I still love doing a job. Oh, you mean a job?
Yeah, it's like a regular job that's not in beauty.
Oh, you want to hear something so funny? That's not in beauty. I remember at one time when I didn't have anybody to talk to. You know what? As far as my ideas and brainstorming, you know what I used to do? Yes. I would drive for Lyft.
Oh yeah, okay.
And get people in my car and ask. So I didn't do it long, and ask them questions and let them try my product. And I stopped doing it because it started feeling dangerous, but I enjoyed the camaraderie I developed with a lot. I got a lot of customers now from that too, but they still tell me, oh my God, you should share that story. You should let people know that you've driven for Lyft before. Yes, that's a true story.
I love that.
Yep, I did it.
Because I have I was in a coaching program last year, and just like some of the stuff that she was telling us to do or invest in and stuff like that, I was like, I do not have the money for that. Like, and she was like, you need a job. I was like, ooh, well, but I haven't had like every now and then I will get a job. Like I've been a makeup artist for 10 years. So every now and then, like in the midst of that 10 years, I've gotten jobs, but they don't last long. I just like, oh, I'm over this.
Yeah,
But at this point, it's like, I don't even have like a real resume. Like I would have to like redo my resume and find out what I could actually do.
Stay consistent and work harder at your artistry. You're doing great. You're doing TV shows. Now, from the next step, what I would do is I would become an on-air beauty expert.
I want to do that.
I would, you're working on shows. So I would definitely keep building from there. I would start doing advertising campaigns, get myself an agent. I never had an agent. I kept myself work. I had one makeup agent. She stole $10,000 from me. I threatened to come beat her up.
Okay.
I was like, sis, you do not want this. I'm still from Newark. I know I might look like a glamazon or dress or talk like a glamazon, but a sister is from Newark, New Jersey. All right.
I know that's right. I do want to get into doing like news segments. I did one right before the pandemic and I had like the best time. Like I was like, I can definitely see myself doing this. And I just want to get into like doing hosting, like hosting panels or just doing some kind of correspondent work. I think I would be really good at that.
Yes, that's what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of panels. I'm doing a panel on June 3rd. But yeah, definitely you want to do all of that stuff. You want to get yourself out there as an expert. And you are, you're doing makeup on people, you're doing high profile shows. You are the first person I ever told about that Lyft thing, except for like my friends. My friends know about it. My friends were like, you're crazy. And I'm like, no, it actually is the best thing ever. Therapy.
Well, I will share this with you. I do Lyft. I'll tell my friends of beauty. I do Lyft sometimes. And literally, what's today? Today is Tuesday. On Sunday, I met like the best connection. Like he's a photographer and a videographer, but he does it for celebrities. And we had like the best. I think I had to take him like 30 minutes out. And we had the best conversation. We talked about getting funding. We talked about grants. We talked about podcasting.
Yes,
numbers at the end. So I'm always networking. It doesn't matter where you.
Yep, absolutely. And I never kept it as a secret because I'm ashamed of it because it's real life. It wasn't like I didn't do it because I needed it so much per se. I wanted contact with people that I, had. I felt isolated because it was just during COVID. It was like 2020. Was it 20? Yeah, it was like 2020. And I felt isolated and I felt cut off from people. And I was like, how can I, like everybody was just being so like, stay away from me, don't breathe, don't, and it was, I felt like I needed human contact. Yeah.
Because for me, it's just me in here. I live by myself with my cat. So I do get bored sometimes. I mean, I love talking to my cat, but I need somebody to talk to sometimes too.
That's what happened to me. And it was truly one of the best experiences I had. And except for I was like putting miles on my brand new Lexus. But but I needed that, It was definitely long overdue. I was like, I should do a Lyft commercial. I should contact them and be like, guess what? I drove for y'all, and I drove for them while I was still doing TV and stuff, I love that.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
So I have a never have I ever question for you. Sure. Like if this has happened to you before, you can share the story behind it. If not, how would you advise another makeup artist to handle this situation if it happens to them?
Sure.
So never have I ever had a client have hot flashes while I was doing their makeup. Has that ever happened to you before?
Yes, that
Like
has.
drenching?
Yes, that has happened multiple times. Yes, that has happened. And you know what I'll usually do? I'll usually take a piece of tissue and I'll take it apart and I'll just dab and let them, and then I'll fan them, let them cool off. Because that's nature. They're having a moment. So I'm not going to get mad at them. Yeah, that's what I'll usually do. Get them a cool glass of water. I've had that multiple times. It's not the best feeling, but I will say, not to be doing my advertising, this right here will hold up doing that
primer.
Nope, that Second Skin foundation. Perfect. Tiffany Haddish was talking about how she was on set sweating one day like a beast. And she said she went to go wipe her face and she looked down. All she saw was sweat and not the makeup on the ground. Yeah, it truly holds up.
I love that.
You know, sometimes I've had one woman, maybe multiple, but I remember one woman in particular, baby, it looked like she went for a swim. That's how much sweat had came up on her face and right here.
Yeah, that happened to me one time. I had a client that was having, and she told me ahead of time that she was, you know, going through menopause or whatever, and she was having hot flashes, but I had never seen it before. Just in the midst of me doing her makeup, it was just like, yeah. I don't know if you've seen it's this skit that's on like Key and Peele where he's like drenching with sweat. Like he just keeps on lying. Every time he lies, the sweat is just like,
yes.
I was just like, oh my God. So I did the same thing you said, just I would just, you know, dab her and then it would stop, and then I'll continue, then it would come again. And I would just dab. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah. It's ice water. She should be taking Black Go Hots, whoever that lady is. But yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Oh yeah, I've had that happen. Sometimes I'll laugh about it, but sometimes I'm like, wow, okay.
I can't. So I saw on your website too that you have a brand ambassador program. Can you share with us about that?
Yes, just launching it now. So we're looking for brand ambassadors, and you know, Natasha handles all of that because that's the young girl stuff. But you know, yeah, so we have a program and we're in talks with different people now. So if you're interested in being a brand ambassador, we would love to have you.
I would definitely be even though I'm not a glamazon, I'm like a mini glamazon.
You don't have to be tall to be a glamazon. It's all in your attitude and looking at that face, girl. You're a glamazon.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not about the height.
So what's the requirements for the brand ambassador?
So Natasha would definitely be the person to talk to. I'm gonna give you all her information. But of course, you know, people that do what we do, you know, unfortunately, we've had a lot of people reach out to us with not too much experience or the makeup wasn't to me too on point yet. And that's fine. You know, we all start somewhere, but you know, I want people like yourself that, you know, we know if you got the makeup and you out there representing the brand, we know your makeup is tight. But I've had some young girls come to us that want to be, young girls that want to be makeup artists. They get excited about that. But you also have to have the experience, and, you know, you can't just come out and, you know, into the industry and be like, oh, I'm gonna be a brand ambassador. That takes, you know, years of experience like yourself, you know.
Yeah, so just building up their skill set.
Now, and we explain that to them nicely, you know, so they're gonna come back. Yeah.
Do you think that all makeup artists or majority of makeup artists should consider having some kind of product line as a stream of income?
No, because not everybody has that skill. You know, it's not about just putting out a line. It's about providing something that's different. You know, I think our foundation stick, there's plenty of people with foundation sticks, but when you put it on, you really feel and see the difference. It really looks like skin. I'm literally sitting on here with one face side done and one undone. It's lightweight. You know, I felt like I had something. It came from my experience of not feeling that I had a product that looked like skin, felt like skin, that I actually forget that I'm wearing makeup. Because when I was a model, there was one particular brand, you know what it is, 3 letters, I'm not going to say it. It looked good, but the shit felt so heavy. I'm like, damn, I can't wait to get this off my face. And when you're standing there and all you contemplating is the person saying it's a wrap so you could run and wash it off. Yeah. it was time to come up with another makeup line. And that's what I did.
Yeah, got you. So we did talk about it a little bit earlier, but I always ask people who have brands this question because there is an influx, it seems like within like the last 5 years or so, I don't even know, of celebrities I guess celebrities coming out with like skincare brands, makeup brands. And of course there are people too, so they're entitled to have, their dreams come true and have brands or do whatever they want. But when it comes to being like an indie brand or just like a brand that's not on the level of a Fenty, like you mentioned, like how do you feel that you compare or just stand up to those type of brands in the marketplace?
I'm totally authentic. This is what I do. I've been a makeup artist 30 years. I'm not worried about listen, this is not a diss to anybody. It is chemists that are putting those lines together. I'm not intimidated or fearful of any brand that's just coming out to put product out. I'm putting product out that serves a purpose. I have years of experience. If it was Priscilla Ono putting it out, I could say, okay, Priscilla Ono, she's been doing makeup a long time. This is what she does. But please know that this is not shady. I love Rihanna as a singer. Love her. But do I know you to be putting makeup on people or doing somebody's face? No, I don't know you as that. I know you as singer. So that's why if you look at my catalog of songs, I got all the umbrellas and all that stuff, in there. I just, and it's no diss to Selena. There's chemists behind that brand. That's great. My grandmother used to call stuff like that hoaxy. And I'm not trying to be funny when I say that, and I'm not hating. Some of the product is really nice. I love the highlighter Rihanna did, but I want to patronize Makeup Mario. I want to I'm sorry, I didn't even know my daughter left. I want to patronize Makeup by Mario. I want to patronize Patrick Star. Patrick Star is an influencer, not. I mean, yeah, he does makeup, but he's an influencer. It's still authentic to makeup artistry.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's only, the thing about the public today, you can't fool the public today. The public today is looking for founder-led brands. The public today is looking for expertise. Yeah. And that's, so I'm not fearful. I feel like I'm out there with you. I buy some Fenty stuff here and there because I want to see, what the brand is doing. And yeah, there's a lot of good product out there. Makeup by Mario's doing nice stuff. Patrick's doing great things. I'm doing great things. Danessa is doing wonderful things.
Yeah.
And I'm still a makeup artist. Don't think because I have a brand, I still don't buy other people's stuff. I do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. You don't fear anything when you are authentic to that space. And I'm authentic to it. I've been doing this baby 30 years. Well, I love when I'm out and I see a little young head makeup artist call me, oh, let me get a hug. You're an OG. I'm like, OG. But I'm like, okay.
Yes, G stands for Glamazon.
Oh, that's right. And I guess O is old.
It's so
but
funny.
It's all good, baby, because I'm Black.
Yes.
So you know how that is. It still holds up lovely.
I would love for you to share your advice on advocating for yourself, because like you mentioned earlier, a lot of the opportunities or majority of the opportunities that you get is you going to the people and standing up for yourself, for your brand, like pushing yourself forward. Like a lot of people are afraid to do that, or they don't even know where to start with doing that, because some people, they come from the background of like, oh, you don't want to brag about yourself, or like they're afraid of rejection, or just however, different mindset.
We all face rejection. I was even talking to a friend of mine the other day who's a huge celebrity, and she's still afraid of rejection.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's a human thing. Yeah, you have to push it. If you don't advocate for yourself, who's going to do it? So I know who I am in this industry. I've been in beauty all my life. First a model, then a plus model, then a makeup artist, then a brand owner. This is what I do. I'm authentic in this space. I just, I say it humbly, but I say it confidently too, that if you know who you are, own it and then share it with the world. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Any tips on
who God sent you here to be?
Yeah. Any tips on leveraging the relationships that you built over the years? Because that's one thing that I feel like I've done a good job at. That's why I started doing the networking events. Well, that's how Friends in Beauty started, as networking events, because in the beginning, like the very first opportunity that I got was to assist Morel, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Oh,
Assisted and worked with
wow.
Danessa, like AJ Crimson, like all of these things. But these are opportunities that I got through networking or just meeting them, and then taking that relationship and like following up, and then it just all like, so how have you been able to leverage those like relationships you built over the last 30 years?
I guess, I think I'm genuine in my relationships. I've been so blessed. I've worked on set with Morel. I've worked on set with Danessa. I've worked on, like us working in the same studios on the same projects and things like that. And they were people that I genuinely liked. So throughout the years, I've always maintained a respectful and, you know, um, friendly relationship. I've always been a networker. I've always been a social butterfly. And I genuinely like people, and I genuinely love meeting other artists, especially people who are enthusiastic about makeup because they have something in common with me. It's so important to just remain authentically you and just let that light shine. I just think, that's what's worked for me. That's what's gotten me here is the power of relationship. And like I said, the power of how you treat people. If you are kind to people, if you are respectful, they will always remember you and always answer your call.
That is so true.
Mhm.
Oh, this has been lovely. So at the end of the day, Kim, like, what do you want your legacy to be? Like, what are we leaving the beauty industry?
That a woman came from absolutely nothing to develop and while struggling through being a single mother, and I'm going to be just honest. I mean, I'm going to say an abandoned wife, because I was married to someone who literally decided he wanted to do something else, left home one day and never came back.
Mm.
And that would have, I thought it was going to break me. But then I remember one night when I was crying to myself, I was like, wait a minute, chick, you are a descendant of slaves. You are a descendant of people who were stolen and brought to this country who had no hope and made it. Nothing's going to break you. And as this result, this is my proof and my Academy Award that nothing has broken me. And my bank account is an even more affirmation.
No, that's right. Yes, I love it. I love it. Is there anything that's coming up next for you or Glamazon Beauty that you could share with us?
Yeah, we're coming out with some amazing product. As a matter of fact, one of my friends who also works with me on developing new products just arrived. We are coming out with setting spray, which I'm super excited about. We're relaunching liquid lipsticks, because I used to have liquid lipsticks in the old brand. We're relaunching liquid lipsticks. We're relaunching Luxe bullet lipsticks, which is these right here, my little bullet lipsticks.
Yes, pretty.
Yeah, so we're launching these, and we have a lot more stuff coming down the pipeline. So I'm super, super excited. I'm gonna bring my cream highlighters back. Mickey Taylor, who used to be at Essence, she's one of the OGs from Essence. She was like, girl, why did you ever get rid of that cream highlighter? So I'm bringing back my cream highlighters, and a lot of good things are in the works.
Okay. We just keep on watch you work.
Yes, definitely. Or either become a brand ambassador, guys. We could use the love and support.
Absolutely. Oh my God, this has been so great, because I feel like I've learned so much about you. Like, I've been tuned in and know you for so long, but I feel like I learned so much about you. Like, this has been a great conversation.
Thank you. Well, we have to do lunch one day. I'm coming down there. I'm actually I might come this weekend, but I'm coming down to have I'm meeting with a designer down there, Jody Davis, And I'm coming down there having some crabs because ain't no way in the world I'm coming to Baltimore and not having some crabs, girl.
Yes, let me know. We could definitely link up.
Okay, cool.
Yes, before you go, I have to ask you the Friends and Beauty rapid fire questions. So whatever comes to your mind first, just spit it out. So the first one, what are the top 3 keys to your success so far?
Kindness, diligent, focused.
Kindness, diligence, and just focus. Okay. How do you measure your success?
I'm proud now where I am because I never looked back to see how far I've come until I started seeing other people's reaction to the brand. And then I thought about how I started and what I've been able to manifest, or even with seeing myself in all the publications like Allure and Essence and whatever. Yeah, you still don't get it until, you really look back and see how many people are starting to talk about it. More importantly, how many makeup artists love the product. That's what I'm most proud of, because that's my community. If I get the stamp from my community, then that's a good feeling,
Yes, I meant to ask you that, how you feel about seeing like people like makeup artists using your products. I meant to ask you about that. Yeah.
Yes, I feel really good, especially when they mention me in the same breath as my sister, Danessa, I'm like, wow. Yeah. So God is good,
Absolutely. What's the best advice you've ever received, or a piece of advice that's just always stuck with you?
This one guy said something to me that said that I didn't get in the beginning, and he told me just keep thinking about it, and I finally got it. Work hard, work smart and not hard. I used to be like, what do you mean work smart and not hard? And then I kept thinking about it and thinking about it. Then I realized, I'm like, oh,
That's what he meant.
it takes so much time to be smart and not so much hard.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. What advice would you give to, let me see, another makeup artist who is starting a brand, who is just ready to give up? They're not seeing the results that they want to see with their brand, and they're just like, maybe I should just stick with makeup.
Did you see the post I posted in my story the other day? Just when you're about to give up is when it's about to click. Just posted that yesterday. It might be off now. Just when you don't know when your time is, but if you stay consistent and persistent, you're going to hit that mark. But if you jump all over the place, I'm going to stop, I'm going to start, I'm going to stop, I'm going to start. Then right in between that stopping and starting might have been your moment. It's always that one thing that catapults. I'll give you a perfect example. Never in my, I just watched, I was on a plane and I watched, what's that movie with Tiffany Haddish in it? Girls Trip. I'm laughing, busting my gut. People turning around, looking at me like, damn, ladies, is that funny? I'm laughing. Today, I'm working with Tiffany. Now, if I would have never stayed consistent, if just, keep posting, and then somebody told her about the product, she ordered it, tried it. Next thing you know, she reaches out to me. So that just goes to show, you don't know. Somebody told me she's gonna, call you, reach out to you. I'd have been like, ciao, bye. And look, it happened. So you don't know what God has in store for you. When I was looking at that TV show, I had no idea I'd ever meet her. You don't know. So just stay true to what you do. Stay consistent, because if you don't stay consistent, God will never have the opportunity to bless you. And that's it.
Absolutely. I love it. What's a resource that helps you in your business that you can share with the Friends and Beauty community?
A resource that helps me in my, I partake in a lot of founders groups where we get online and support each other. My daughter is big on all of that. She's the one who finds out about founders groups, sets it up so we can, just get together and chat with other, founders. And yeah. So hearing other people's stories, like somebody's hearing mine, inspires me to keep going, to fight the good fight.
Yeah. Okay. So the last one, I just want you to fill in the blank and just say, my name is blank, and the key to longevity and success is whatever you think it is.
My name is Kim Baker. I'm the founder and CEO of Glamazon Beauty, and my key to longevity and success in this industry it's being me no matter what, and being authentic to what it is I love, what I believe my values are, not compromising myself, and believing more than anything in my purpose.
Yes, you are purpose filled. I feel like you are just operating in purpose constantly, just from the beginning of your modeling career. Then, I feel like it's all purpose.
And you know what? And the thing that keeps, I think, me blessed is that I give God the praise for everything. And I would do it in front of anybody. You could be the president of the United States. I'm gonna give my praise to God, my creator. Let me just say the same God that created Jesus, because too many times God doesn't get the glory, is everybody want to give it to, whoever, but I need to say my creator.
Absolutely. Yes. Before you go, please share social media, website, however you want people to connect with you, the brand, sign up for the ambassador program and everything.
Yes. So please follow me at glamazonbeauty.com. I'm sorry, Glamazon Beauty Cosmetics on Instagram. Makeup by Kim Baker is my personal page on Instagram. Glamazonbeauty.com is my website. And it is also the way to apply for the associate affiliate program. And that's it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited that we finally got to do this. Like, thank you so much, Kim, for sharing with us.
Thank you. Keep up the great work. You are doing some killer things. You are doing it the same way I did, grinding, starting out with, working with people in television or advertising. Keep doing what you're doing, and you can't do nothing but go to the top.
Thank you so much.
Keep that beautiful smile.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty, and subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find this show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, #Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.